Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Knight of Squires and this is Warhammer Total War 2. As always, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If not, welcome back. Today we're going to be beginning a very special mini-series that I've been concocting in the background. I've got several of my friends and people I know from the internet to be doing in the background a Swiss tournament in the battle mechanics on this game in multiplayer, and I'm going to basically show you their events, their tournament rounds, but I'm going to commentate over the games after they've happened. Now today we have a very special series of games between Isronair and Hydraneth. Isronair is going to be playing Wood Elves, Skaven and Lizardmen, while Hydraneth has Dwarves, Tomb Kings and KoS. It's a best of 3 format, and each player must use each of their factions only once in any given round. So we're going to be playing these battles. I'm going to be showing you the replays, I'm going to commentate over them, and then at the end we're going to continue into the next round and so on, with the hope that at the end of the event, the top table, the finals, as it were, are going to hopefully be live streamed, and from there we'll be able to. I'll hope you'll all join me to see that. So without further ado, I'm gonna pause this and load the first replay, and I will see you in a moment. So in this battle, we've got Lizardmen, played by Isronair, versus the Dwarves, played by Hydraneth. The Dwarves are rocking just a regular Lord, some Slayers, there's a couple of organ guns, some troll hammers, and a flame cannon, which you don't see particularly often, which I really like in this. There's a lot of ranged units. The melee units are a bit slim on the ground, but there you go. Isronair, on the other hand, is rocking quite a mobile build. There's the block of 3 Saurus warriors with Krotgar on his Gorok, and the Star Chamber Guardians for some really solid you're not going anywhere potential in these 4 units here. But aside from that, it's all movement. We've got some Chameleon Skinks, the Regiment of Renown for the Cold One Riders, whose name temporarily escapes me, the Bastiladon, and then 2 units of Pterodons with Fire Leech Bowlers, which should be really, really good for basically blowing up these artillery pieces. So we'll get into it, and I'll pause this a moment so you can see the deployment. Now, full disclosure, I have seen this particular replay before, but the other 2 I won't have seen prior, so the commentary on this one might be a little bit more streamlined compared to the other 2. Please drop down in the comments below and let me know which one you prefer. But here we've got the Star Chamber Guardians over here. As you can see, they've got, one second, if we bring that back up, armored and shielded, which makes them really, really tough to kill and really resilient to ranged fire. Armor piercing, great against dwarves. Charge against everything, which is not so good against dwarves, as they don't tend to do a whole lot of charging. They tend to let you come to them, actually. And then predatory senses. The 3 blocks of Saurus are here with the Bastiladon, with the Revivification Crystal. Try and say that 3 times fast. That will create a really solid block here in the middle. Then we've got the Pok-Hopak cohort. That's the name of the Cold Ones with spears. These are, again, armor-piercing, armoured and shielded. It looks like this was a list that was definitely put together with dwarves in mind as the opponents. There's Krotgar, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. And then over here, for the dwarves, we've got 2 organ guns, nice and central, with the flame cannon right in the middle, right there. Slayers up on the flanks, and then ready to basically countercharge as you know, as dwarves can countercharge anything that comes in at them. The front line is made. We've got some Iron Drakes with Troll Hammer torpedoes, and then on the other end, the Fire Drakes or the Iron Drakes with flamethrowers, and then 2 units of Dwarf Warriors flanking a unit of Ironbreakers with the Quarrelers behind. A Runesmith who has, by the look of it, one sec, this is how we've got to do this, just because I'm the Rune of Oath and Steel and the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Forge Fire gives him additional armor piercing damage. And then this gentleman right here, the Lord, the dwarf man, the myth, the legend, as it were. And he's also got the Forge Fire. I think it comes from him, actually. He's a melee expert with his melee attack of 50 and his defense of 60. His weapon damage of 438. Predominantly melee, base weapon damage, but there is quite a chunk of armor piercing, which would be really good versus things like those Star Chamber Guardians. He's also got Foe Seeker and Stand Your Ground. And the Star Metal Plate. So that should be a nice core force. He's got the slight hill, so his cannons can fire over the top of his own men. And over there we've got one of the Chameleon Skink units. There's the other 2 Chameleon Skink units. And then right over here are the 2 Pterodon Riders. They seem way too far out to me. But we'll see how this goes. So, without further ado, I'm going to start the replay and do my best to keep track of what's going on as it happens. So, 1 second. So, first, straight off the bat, all the Saurus are going. No movement from the Dwarves there. The Star Chamber Guardians are coming, and those organ guns, bang, straight off the bat, killing 3 models from the cohort. Those organ guns are just ripping through them. In come the flame cannons. That's a bunch of Saurus dead. That's like 4 Saurus just killed outright. Slight miss on that one, but some damage. More organ guns shredding this. The Chameleon Skinks are coming down, trying here to try and get into the artillery in the back. Here come the Fire Leech Bowlers, but Gorok, Krokgar and Gorok are just running out into the middle there. That's a brave decision. And he's just standing there. Oh no. The Chameleon Skinks are firing into the Dwarf Warriors, I think? These 2 are firing into Slayers, into the Iron Drakes. That's not what they're really for. The Slayers have chased off the cohort. They've just been absolutely hammered. And Krokgar is still standing there. He's not even moving. He's just standing there while the rest of his army tries to catch up. He's down to 25% HP. What is going on? He's finally gone in. But I don't see... Yeah, he's broken. I don't see that going very well. The Star Chamber Guardians and the Saurus, they're coming into these Dwarf Warriors here. Man, the Flame Cannon has decided to turn around and shoot these Chameleon Skinks. It's an interesting choice. These Slayers are eating these poison darts. This is a preferred target thanks to the low armor. Star Chamber Guardians, not the ideal target for Slayers, but they're real fond of them. So the Iron Drakes really trying to pull back and the Slayers just trying to get in the way, but with an unbreakable unit it will hold them there. Krokgar obviously fell back. He has rallied and come back in. The Dwarves just holding this line. This unit is rampaging. It's basically dead. I think they took a lot of the initial organ gun hits. Here comes the Runesmith. He's running right in. This is going to be a brutal Wrath and Ruin if he casts it. Does he? Yeah, you can see it coming down here, I think. Oh, that flamethrower. These Iron Drakes are just torching Krokgar. I don't see how he comes back from this for very long. The Dwarves have absolutely repelled that. The Lizardmen lines are in shambles. The Revivification Crystal is just standing here having lunch, I think. He's gone. The Skinks are gone. Here come the Pok-Hopak cohort into the back of the organ gun crew, but I feel like it's a little late. Krokgar on a sliver of HP, 600. And they've gone into the back of that organ gun crew, but these Quarrelers are just saying absolutely no thank you. The models are dropping like flies. They've killed 4 dudes. These guys have killed 3, but I'm pretty certain they were all Pok-Hopak. The Fire Leech Bowlers are raining down on the organ gun. I really don't feel like the organ gun is the threat here anymore, but it's shooting them. The Potco pack are down to 11 models. I feel sorry for those guys. Krotgar, he's still here with his 600 health. The Revivification Crystal is moving back in, trying desperately to heal up some of his own men now to keep them in the fight a little longer. I think that one Slayer just ate a dart and just sort of shrugged. I don't think he was really that fussed. Oh, and that's it. That's the end of that. So that was brutal. Let's have a quick look at the after battle report. That was brutal. So they got some good kills numbers wise, but they lost 176 versus 300 men. Like these were absolutely brutal. The organ gun and the flame cannon did surprisingly well. I think because it was predominantly firing into skinks, it just absolutely blew them away. These Slayers achieved absolutely nothing other than to hold, I assume, the Star Chamber Guardians in one place. They went off and cut some skinks in half, but oh man, it was brutal. So so that's 1-0 to Hydraneth. That's 1-0. The next match is KoS. No, Skaven versus KoS. Skaven being played by Isronair and KoS being played by Hydraneth. So I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to load that one up and see how that one goes. Now you will be experiencing this at the same time I do, as I have not seen this battle yet. So here we are. We've got Clan Squires versus the Warriors of KoS. We've got a... is this a Sorcerer Lord? No, it's just a Chaos Lord on Manticore with a couple of Marauders, some Chaos Warriors, some Knights, Marauder Horsemen, Dragon Ogres, and 2 Hell Cannons versus 2 Lightning Guns, a Hell Pit Abomination, the Teeth Breakers, and normal 4 units of Rattling Guns. Oh, this is the big daddy Lightning Cannon. Lots of Clan Rats, lots of Slaves. This is very much I'ma shoot you off the map. The Hell Pit is to stop any big beasties. But the 2 Hell Cannons could be a really rough one, honestly. It could be really rough. We've got an Assassin and a Grey Seer. So we've got a lot of magic on this side and no magic over here. This could be a problem. But there's the Dragon Ogres and the Chaos Knights could run rampant through a lot of these low-armoured troops. But I feel like these Rattling Guns are going to do an absolute number on them. And these Lightning Cannons... The Regiment of Renown Lightning Cannon, it's a force to be reckoned with. It is a force to be reckoned with. I can't remember the name of it right now. We'll see when it loads up. So, again, I'm going to pause it as soon as it loads up, and we'll have a look at the deployment. So we'll pause that. Let's have a look at this deployment. So, we've got the Teeth Breakers, 4 units of Rattling Guns here, 2 units of Slaves with Spears. No, just Slaves and then Slaves with Spears. I think they're trying to stop a flank. You'll see they're on... Isronair is on this big hill here. And we've got Ikit Zap Cannons, which are armor-piercing and anti-large, which is going to absolutely wreck those Dragon Ogres if they come over here too aggressively. But these 2 Hell Cannons... We'll come back to that. We're getting ahead of myself. 4 units of Clan Rats with shields. 1 Clan Rat with spears and shields, the Hell Pit Abomination front and centre, and this Grey Seer of Plague, who has... What's the Grey Seer of Plague got? He's got Plague, oddly enough, Vermintide, Wither, Bless with Filth. He's got the full lot. He's gone for the full spell list, I think. Yeah, he's gone for the full lot. That is an expensive lord for Skaven, but the Assassin is over here. Generally having a bit of a, he's a duelist. He's got Stalk, Vanguard, Dodge. What's he got here? Concealment Bombs and the Assassin's Trophy. Like that is nasty for trying to... He will catch any lord he feels like because he's got Slippery and Assassin's Trophy, both of which are either speed buffs or debuffs. He will catch you no matter how far away you run. You might struggle, however, given that this lord flies. So, without further ado... We've got the 2 units of Chaos Warriors here in the middle, both with some decent chevrons on them. We've got 2 units of quick Chaos Marauders, 2 Hell Cannons, the Dragon Ogres, and then a solid block of Knights over on this flank. But also, flanking around here, we've got the 2 Marauder Horsemen. Now, I don't think Isronair saw them, although he's built a box nicely because he's got 3 units of Skaven Slaves here, just to tie them up while somebody deals with them. This could be a little rough. I almost feel like I need to zoom right out for this one just to see everything going on at once. But we're going to go. Here we go. So the Marauder Horsemen come in almost immediately. Chaos doesn't move. Nobody's moving. Except for the Marauders. Here come the first Hell Cannon rounds. Straight into the Warp Lightning Cannons and into the slaves behind them. But those, like, that Ikit Claw just blew those into oblivion. Isronair realizing he has to move forward because his guns are less range than that. But Ikit Claw's Zap Cannons are just absolutely shredding whatever they feel like firing at. These Marauders are going to get charged by slaves, or are they... No, they're going to fall back, but they're going to just be chased by slaves for the rest of the game. Nobody's going to care. These lightning cannons are just shredding. I feel like Isronair had the right idea to start with, shooting at the Hell Cannon, but has decided to shoot their Chaos Warriors instead, whilst Hydraneth is absolutely blowing the Teeth Breakers. Well, it's blowing holes in their teeth, while they continue to fire into the Chaos Warriors. And now the Chaos Lord comes in and eats 3 volleys of rattling gun fire and promptly just says, no thank you, I'm not dealing with this. Death. He turns around and he pegs it. He's not going to get very far. I have a sneaking suspicion he doesn't get very far at all. The Teeth Breakers almost eat another volley, and there he goes. That's him. Down for the count. There goes the Chaos Lord. Basically nothing happened. He got no achievement there. These slaves have absolutely run rampant through there, with another couple of units just flanking to keep them off. Here come the Chaos Knights, but with the decrease in speed from the rattling guns, this plague Gracier is just standing in the middle going, no, thank you, I'd rather you didn't. The slaves and clan rats have pushed all the way up and enveloped this Chaos Knight unit, while this Hell Pit just says, okay, good night. This Hell Cannon is basically dead. There's no Hell Cannon left. He needs to switch fire and hit this one, but the Assassin is here to take out the crew. And these guys have been completely enveloped, but I don't think it's going to matter. There's no Knights left. I don't think any of them escaped. I think they got annihilated. Here come the Dragon Ogres. These are a problem. But Vermintide should probably hold them up. Here's the Gracier. Just got to keep these out of the way long enough to open fire into these Dragon Ogres, and that's GG. That's game over for them. These 3 Clan Rat units are just having a smoke break, I think. They're just chilling out there, eating Hell Cannon shots, which is definitely okay for Isronair. They are not the target he wants to be firing. Hydraneth wants to be firing at with them. Them Dragon Ogres, again, absolutely shredded. Zap Cannons have 1 artillery piece left. Regular lightning cannons have 2, all 3. There goes your Dragon Ogres. This is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. That goes both of them, and that's probably game. Like, there's nothing here that can even look at that abomination, let alone stop it. That was absolute terror routes all over. Look at this. Everything's broken. This Hell Cannon is still going. The Assassin is eating the crew alive. I think they're all dead. I think all the crew are gone. Yeah, all the crew are dead. It's just firing on his own. And the Assassin and the Clan Rats are just going to eat it. And honestly, there was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing Chaos was going to do about that. That amount of firepower was ridiculous. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the kills on that. So, Ikit Zap got 51, 64. The lightning cannons did amazingly, although they took quite a lot of damage. But MVPs are the 4 rattling gun crews who just looked at anything and deleted it. This 25, 16, these numbers don't reflect the power of the units that were just removed from existence. Like, an entire unit of Chaos Knights just vanished. An entire, like, the Lord just went from healthy to dead in no time at all. The Marauders, the numbers on this side are a little misleading. The 71 and 44, are just slaves. They just gunned slaves down, and they will not have even made back their own gold cost. The Dragon Ogres, same. I think they ran into clan rats and then got mullered by some of the Rattling Gun crews. Or maybe they might have had something to say about the Teeth Breakers. It's just... That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. It was... Like, these knights did nothing. These are the ones that come running towards the Rattling Guns and just got shredded. Like, the Gracier killed 2 guys, but really, look at these kills. I'm pretty certain this got more kills than everything else in the army, bar the other lightning cannon. It's insane. Like, all of these numbers. Look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Nothing. But this gun lines just did so much work. So, again, we're going to go... That's a 1-all at this stage. Isronair on 1, Hydraneth on 1. We're going to pause there, load the finals, which is Wood Elves versus Tomb Kings. Both of these players' main factions, and we're going to see how well this goes. This is the final round, so I hope that you will join me for that. So here we are. We've got the Wood Elves with Orion, several units of Eternal Guard, and 3 different regiments of renown. The Way Watchers, Azrai War Dancers, and Eternal Guard with shields, along with a Tree Man and some Glade Riders, and Starfire Shaft Glade Guard, against a Tomb King with a Lich Priest, and then skeleton shields, spearmen, archers, 2 units of Ushabti, 2 Screaming Skull catapults. I'm noticing a theme in the Hydraneth likes the double artillery piece, the Rumba of Death, and what looks like a Necrosphinx. I'm not hugely familiar with the Tomb King's roster myself. I will admit I'm not hugely aware of it, but I will do my best with this. I think that's a Necrosphinx, but look at this. This is a lot of regiments of renown. This is a lot of gold cost into not a lot of units. But Necrosphinx and 2 Ushabti units, that's pretty much the same. Like, that's a lot of gold into not a lot of units. The 2 Screaming Skull catapults could be a real problem here, as could the Rumba of Death. So we'll see when this loads up. I'm so excited for this. It's nice to have on round 1 a three game round. We'll pause this and have a look at the deployments. Where is Isronair? He has nothing deployed in the middle. It's all Vanguard. He's nowhere to be seen. That's the most Wood Elf tactic I think I've ever seen. Oh, it's raining. This game has made it rain for us. So the Tomb King is on a Necrosphinx. And then there's a Khemrian War Sphinx. 2 Screaming Skull catapults, the Casket of Souls, or Rumba of Death, which is absolutely brutal. 2 units, the Lich Priest of Death, 2 Swordsmen, 2 Spearmen, Ushabti on the flanks. He's clearly expecting a frontal assault, but preparing for some flanking with these Ushabti. Unfortunately, a frontal assault doesn't seem likely when here are the Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, which have got poison. They're very fast. Vanguard deployed, and Forest Stalker. So they're all the way over here. And then all the way over here, God, is the Hawkeyes of Drachia, which is the Way Watchers, and then the normal Way Watchers. Good range, armor-piercing missiles, master ambushers. These guys have got damage dealers, armor piercing, good range. These guys, what is the difference between these and these? It's whatever that trait is there, which is smoke bombs. Of course they've got smoke bombs. Why have they got smoke bombs? Who knows? This unit can pass through trees. So can this one. Like, these are insane. But where is Orion and all of his buddies? Where is Orion? So here's those Glade Riders we saw. And then all the way down here is the rest of Isronair's army, all off on one flank. We've done a full refuse flank tactic. You've got Orion, the Tree Man, Loex Tricksters, the War Dancers with Azrai Spear, Regiment of Renown. They've got all sorts of nonsense. I believe they're immune to psychology. They're just brutal. The Winterheart Guard, who are the Eternal Guard with shields. And then 2 more units of Eternal Guard with shields. And 3 units of Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. This, I don't see going well. I kind of want to watch this almost from Hydraneth's perspective behind his army and just see how this works. So, with that, we're going to unpause and I'm going to keep track of how this goes. So at this stage, he has no idea where anything is. And he's just waiting. Isronair's not moving. Hydraneth's not moving. Somebody's going to have to go. Hydraneth's on the move. He's clearly decided that... And Isronair, you can see his units moving off on the flank there. All of these are moving over here. I think he's reforming. Is he, like, reforming everything? No, he's just pushed forwards while Isronair is sneaking his entire army round the back. What an ambush. What is this going on here? I need to speed this up a little just to see how this goes. As soon as things break the tree line, I will play. So over here on this flank, you can see the Way Watchers. The Glade Riders are moving up. This must be so tense for Hydraneth, just sitting here in the open, knowing that the Wood Elves are coming. This is Isronair's favourite faction, and this is probably his favourite tactic with them. He's just keeping everything hidden away. The Way Watchers are over there, and Hydraneth is just very slowly advance. Here come the Glade Riders. Here they come. Glade Riders are in motion, and bang! That shot took so much. What was that from? I think that's the Rumba of Death. Just absolutely mullered. Took like 25 HP, 25% HP off that. Killed 8 models. Bang! And again. Those Hagbane tips, not going to be hugely effective against the Ushabti. But now the Kemrian War Sphinxes and the Screaming Skull Catapults. But they're doing what they needed to do. Look at all this. Everything is firing at these Glade Riders while Isronair's entire army is just marching up here. Orion has called down the magics. Absolutely massacred. Look at that. That is a lot of dead skeletons. I mean, they're all dead, but that is a lot more dead skeletons. That artillery, bang! Oh, man, that's it. They're broken. They're gone. Probably don't need to keep shooting them, guys. Probably don't need to keep shooting them. Certainly not when your Kemrian War Sphinx is going to get shot to hell and back from Way Watchers from downtown. The artillery has changed direction. It's all firing. Here's Gehenna's Golden Hounds? Or is that Orion's? I think it's Orion's Warhounds or some nonsense. I think he's got a Warhound spell. Yeah, Hounds of Orion. It's basically the same animation from Gehenna's Golden Hounds, but they're white. That's Purple Son of Ares. Off, not hugely well aimed. Off it goes into the distance. The screaming, the Rumba is just like, I'm gonna kill Orion. I'm gonna kill that dude. The artillery is firing in. The Glade Riders have rallied. They'll be coming back in a minute. But these Way Watchers are just like, where is your lord? I'm going to get him. And here they come. The Ushabti have engaged with the Tricksters of Loex Tricksters. It's not going hugely well for them. They are anti-large, but these are anti-infantry, and armoured. I don't see this going hugely well. These Ushabti, on the other hand, are just getting Glade Rided off the map with these Hagbane Starfire Shafts, sorry. The 2 War Sphinx are knocking these Winterheart Guard around. These guys are not feeling good, but the Tree Man is in the middle. Orion is just standing, getting shot by these archers. There's obviously a lot of micro going on. These Glade Riders not done a huge amount, but soon this artillery is going to be very quiet. Oh, so much damage. The Rumba of Death does so much damage. The Casket of Souls just deleting 2 of these units. Again, here comes some more of Orion's magic artillery. And there, that's it. Those Eternal Guard aren't coming back, are they? Surely. That's the Kemrian War Sphinx eating up these Glade Guard. These Ushabti are losing to the Tricksters, to Loic Tricksters. That surprises me. I didn't think they were going to manage that. These anti-large spears is not where this Tomb King wants to be. But it's going alright for the moment. The Tree Man silencing these archers. All the while, these Hawkeyes and Waywatchers are being allowed to just fire all of their ammunition into things like the Casket of Souls, into the Screaming Skull catapults. Like, all the catapults are dead, except in that unit. Now they're taking out this one, but the Screaming Skull catapult is where the danger lies. The Regiment of Renown has broken. The Screaming Skull catapult is just from downtown firing into these Glade Guard. Hagbane tips. Oh no. Well, they aren't coming back. Bye-bye. Oh, they're wavering and they're broken. Yep, they are not having a good day. Wavering, broken. It's the big terror causing units. It's waver and then broken. Here comes Orion looking not hugely healthy. Tree Man just crushing these spearmen and these archers. This is a really close one. I think that was the end of... There goes... Was that the Tomb King? No, the Tomb King's here. The Kemrian War Sphinx is dead though, which frees up Loic Tricksters to come and do something. Again, Starfire or whatever it's called is just ravaging this. There's some life magic gone down here to heal everything up. The Kemrian War Sphinx Tomb King is having a wander. I don't fancy these Eternal Guard. They probably need to take a beat. Here we go. That is going to be the end of those Glade Guards, surely. No, is he aiming for the Glade Riders? I think he must have just been auto-aiming. The lines are starting to crumble for the Tomb Kings. That life magic may have actually cinched it. These Ushabti are obviously, I think these are the summoned ones because they're at full health. These Hagbane, these Starfire shafts are going to rip them to bits though, I think. Those 2 keep him in place. This one just fires in. They could do with having a bit more health here and a bit more units, but they've got 20. They're wavering though. This War Sphinx is getting beaten up by all these spearmen. This Tree Man, on the other hand, is taking absolutely no nonsense from anyone. Where's all the artillery left? Oh, the spearmen have got into the artillery, into the Screaming Skulls, and now the Waywatchers are just firing into the Death Priest, who's gone apparently to go and have a wander to take on Orion. Oh, there's the Tomb King. Orion needs to not be in there. He needs to not be there. That is not where he wants to be. Although he's anti-large and armor-piercing, he's just getting knocked over and over and over again. They're starting to crumble. Their binding is strong, but it's gone. Just like that. That's what happens with summoned units. Unfortunately, they just disappear, even when at full health. He's got nobody left to fight. He's swatted all them. Everything here is crumbling. These archers are shooting into the Hawkeyes and are gonna just kill them off if Isronair doesn't do something about this. I think these Waywatchers need to just shoot these. Orion is still in this titanic conflict, just getting battered around, like swatted down. He's got a sliver of health left. The Starfire shafts are coming in though. The Winterheart Guard are here, and I don't know. I think he's starting to waver. Stable, but he's starting to waver. This Tree Man is just going to town on all of these swords and spearmen with some Glade Riders from downtown. I think that's it. We're down to the Tomb King shooting in. I don't see how he pulls this off on his own. His binding is crumbling. He's crumbling. His whole army's crumbling. And he's not even going to make it. Down he goes. And that's it. that is it. Wow, what a battle, what a fight. Looking at these numbers here, the screaming, the Casket of Souls, the Rumba of Death took 119 Azrai lives. Far more than anything, although this Screaming Catapult, this one I think got taken out very early on by the Way Watchers, but this one carried on firing well into the late game and dealt a reasonable 55 kills. The skeletons did not hold their own, but what can you really expect? They're skeletons, and Isronair's force was very elite and very long-ranged. The Ushabti did well. The War Sphinx, 43 kills. Some good numbers here, but the Tree Man crushing 155 skeletons. Orion killing 118, and then just 62 kills from the Winterheart Guards. Low-X Tricksters and the Hawkeyes dealing massive damage. Way Watchers doing 29. The Glade Riders were... See, this is a little deceptive because they did no kills. But I tell you what, they allowed the rest of Isronair's army to get much, much closer than it would have done otherwise before taking any damage by just aggroing all of that artillery and eating a lot of it themselves. So, although they didn't kill anybody, they made their gold back in the units that survived to get up close. It's always the problem with that tactic of like really refused flanking, is you've then got to cross a lot of open ground to get to them. So I think that was a really good way to finish that first round. And I'd like to say thank you all for joining me with this. That is a win for Isronair and a loss for Hydraneth. Don't worry, Hydraneth will show up again later. This isn't a knockout, this is a standard Swiss, meaning that Isronair's one win puts him up into fighting against the winner's bracket in the next round, while Hydraneth plays against somebody else who lost in this round. I'm going to hope to get the next video from this roundup, hopefully tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Drop down and pop a comment if you liked this. And as I said before, pop a comment if you liked the first one where I'd seen the video prior, so that I know whether or not I need to be watching them in advance to make the streamlining of the commentary a little smoother. Thank you again, and I will see you all tomorrow.